Hello, and welcome to my little corner. So I thought today, I keep getting nagged to do upgrades, and to be honest, when I'm doing upgrades, it's kind of a little bit boring and a little bit slow, just doing it all on your own. So I thought, why not? I've got enough equipment now that I can record me doing it live, record me doing it as for a video as well, and we get to hang out as well. So we can actually do two things with one stone, and yeah, just enjoy a little bit of downtime, a little bit of chat, and yeah, just enjoy just hanging out. To be honest, so today I am painting up Bosch. So we have Bosch here, and then I have a brand new Chewbacca, which is here. So I get to open him up as well. And I've already upgraded a little while ago. I don't think I even recorded it, to be honest. I have done a Chewbacca from A New Hope, giving him that sort of extra kind of brown kind of look on the actual detailings there. So we will have to try and do the same. So there's quite a big upgrade. So we've got Chewbacca to this guy, and then we got Bosch as well. We're going to dirty up, give us some bronze and whatnot, but then also we're going to have to make a collar. So whether all this will get done in one video, I'm not too sure. But what I'm using for the chain is actually a Lego chain, just a simple Lego one. So I'll probably cut the top off there in a way and then glue it onto a new kind of collar part. I've actually got some black material which I have used in the past for the Clone Trooper skirts, or Kamara, which I'm sure is down there somewhere. So when I get to it, we do that. But that's kind of it. So I've got my books as well, which is what I use. I use my Star Wars archive books. Now, these are really good for reference pictures, especially when, you know, sometimes you look at some pictures on the phone. It's not quite the same getting into details of the books and stuff. So it is kind of fun to sort of go through the books and being able to just to actually see it by eye, the detailings on there. So this one here, it's actually got Indiana Jones stuff in it, actually. It's quite an old book. Very old. From back in the day, long ago. And then the other one, which is probably what everyone seems to have, is these ones here, the visual dictionary. Now I look through both, and to be honest, they both have the same images, which seem to be this kind of sort of mannequin type thing. I guess they've done like a show or something up in some place, or it could even be from the Lucas archives. I know they got a few things on mannequins and whatnot. I'll see if I can find it. I should have really kind of saved the page. So let's see if I can find it. Which is this picture here. There's not really many pictures about, but it's this sort of Bosch here. And actually, if I can get anywhere near that, I really like the sort of weathering on the leathery effects down here. It gives you some actual sort of physical color coordination as well, because sometimes when you look at these other sort of pictures online, they don't seem to be the right colors and stuff. People put filters and stuff on there, so it's kind of nice going back to these references. The only thing I would say that's probably different is that under here she's got this kind of ribbedness, and I know that actually goes around the top up here, so it's kind of like they've actually put the costume on wrong, but at least it gives us these extra colors that we can go for, especially all these sort of like metal looks and chippings and stuff that we get up there on the visor, which looks nice. So that will be that today. But I'll keep hitting the camera as well that I'm recording on, which isn't great. But yeah, we'll just go through, hang out today, and then go from that. I've actually bought some new brushes as well, which is pretty good, which is on here. Now I know this is early. People can come in, people can go. And just leave as of when and pop back in, because it will be a long video. And that's kind of it. she is. So I've actually gone to the shops as well recently. I picked up a new chrome. I've got a brown there. That'll be good for Chewie. I did pick up a new buff as well, which is a really fantastic paint. It's a really good sort of like a camo sort of type colour. Flat black, that's the wash. And then we got a new flat black as well. And I did pick up a gunmetal somewhere. Like so. And then I think for Chewie, we'll get some darker colours. So we need a brown, NATO brown, and that's red brown, which is pretty good. I did have a standard brown somewhere. Obviously, we've got our matte coat as well, so we need that as well. Protect the paint as we go. Gold leaf, that would be good for Boussh. And I think I did have a bronze somewhere. Should have got all these paints ready, really, but I'll never think that far ahead. Nice red brown again. And there's the bronze, so that's good for Boussh. And I'm sure I had another brown around here for Chewie. Oh, well, not to matter. We can actually change it by doing different colours of black and greys and stuff on there as well. Hi, Adam. Hope you're doing well, mate. Hope you're doing good. Actually, I'm glad that you're on here, being a member. I'm actually thinking about doing these once I get more members in. Can't even see my face. Hello. Once we do some more members, I think I'll start doing these as member-only content. Just hanging out, just doing the painting, a bit behind the scenes as I'm recording at the same time as doing this and stuff as well. So, yeah. Well, thanks for joining up. That's definitely for sure. Right, so I'm going to turn my phone on. Oh my god, maybe not. Okay. Yeah, I feel you on that one. Actually, I've been a bit unwell as well, but today, like, it's been one of those sort of days where the day has just kind of like felt long, but also it's like, what? It's only like 6 o'clock. Let's turn this around so you can see me a little bit better. Like, it just feels a bit long-winded. I was on the sofa, I was falling asleep, playing a bit of Fortnite with the guys and stuff, and I was just like, do you know what? I need to go and do something. I need to go and do something productive. So we are here. But how's your migraine now, mate? I know sometimes they can literally knock the crap out of you, and also take time to get over. Like, you can't do anything else but just cope with it, which is annoying. Chewie, you are now free from your frozen in carbonate for over like 2 years. Welcome to the real world. Take your first breaths. Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take off his band there. I've tried for many a times to like these Chewbaccas, but there's something about them. I just find these Chewbaccas a little bit like, I don't know. They're not great, are they? End of the day. Right, so first of all, I am going to quickly gunmetal up Chewbacca's gun. So that's really nice and simple. Who knows, doesn't really use it down there, but at least he's got it. It's still rough, and that's it. Can't concentrate even too much with anything because it affects my eyes. So, yeah, I've know people as well suffer with migraines, and I think I do suffer sometimes, but obviously not to extent. I wouldn't say I suffer with them, but I've had them in the past where you just can't do anything. You just need to either just try and sleep or anything. Like it just hurts your eyes. You can't do. It's just so I feel for you, mate. Right, so that's his weapons, slightly gunned up. I never go and fully paint them gunmetal either. I just kind of do like a sprinkling over it because sometimes it's quite nice getting the original plastic come through as well. It gives off that kind of weathered look. Boussh. Let me say here. Oh no, happier note. The Lightning Collection remasters are hot. Two of the best figures that I've got in a long time. Yes, I actually I was going to release it tonight, but I couldn't be asked to edit. But I've got the remastered Blue Ranger as well. Fantastic figure, really good, really nice looking, and the white is like super crisp on that helmet. It just looks great, really cool. I didn't worry about the yellow because I've already got yellow. Was it worth an upgrade? I don't know. I mean, like, does the new remaster one have double elbow, like double hinged elbows for the woman mold? But yeah, I just couldn't see a point in sort of upgrading 40 quid for like another figure that I technically only just recently bought. It's not like I got them new. It's like, well, I did get them new, but I mean, I think I've had them less than 3 months, so I didn't want to go out there and buy just the same figure once again. Right, so Chewie, where's my trusty cloth? That yellow is better, to be fair. Yeah, she has new arms. I had the old one. Just the paint and articulation is really nice. Yeah. Well, I'm thinking about upgrading these Power Rangers. Well, not upgrading as such, but just getting the gun down marker and going around on the belts and stuff, like adding the extra black details. Because that's all I can see that they really miss. And I've upgraded my pink with the April O'Neil helmet. So she's got the larger helmet. The black one's the new mold. The only one that I kind of really need is the better helmet for this guy. It's a little bit too squished. But apart from that, I'm quite happy with them. And because they got double hinged elbows, I mean, they can still pretty much get the full range in there anyway. So, yeah, I'm not really too fast. Right, so now I'm going to paint up on my Chewbacca. Oh. I think I'm going to go in with red brown. Where's my mouse gone? That's fair enough. Still sucks they don't have black soles on their feet. Yeah. Well, a little bit of paint could easily do that, I think. Right, okay, I won't be going into this red brown. That one's completely congealed. Yeah, the OG helmet is just it just looks squishy. It looks like they've what do you think of the mold? And it's like, Brian, you're squeezing it. No, I'm not. Oh, you're squeezing the mold. I haven't got time to make a new one. And then they just like broke it, which is a shame. So I'm just going to add some water to this and give Chewie a little bit of a nice brown colour. I'm waiting now. All I need is the Green Ranger. So I'm just kind of sort of waiting for that one now. It's really hard to see in these lights. It's just so dark. What we got here? Hello, we got phase 2. How's it doing? How's it going? Going too bad. I'm just literally putting some brown on Chewie here, and in myself, not too bad. Yeah, I'm good. Thanks, mate. Thank you very much. Hey, Adventure Collector, and hey, I hope you're all doing well. Any new pickups? Anything to report in for this week? I've actually got some new pickups here. I've opened the box, but I've not actually opened up the full inside because I thought, oh, you know, I might go and do a live in a minute and I'll open it up on there. So got some new figures. And add some more to the lovely little shelf. I'm just doing a bit of a wash on old Chewie here. Once he's dry, we'll add another little bit, a couple of coats. He's actually probably take the most because he's got so many different sort of types of colouring fur and stuff. Actually, do you know what? I'm actually going to go more to town with this red brown. I think it looks better. I made a custom clone commander. It was Boussh, then it made into a white commander. Gonna make it a custom. Nice. Is that? I guess it was like the ones from the episode. It's actually Bad Batch in the last couple of episodes. It's actually got a little bit better. I must admit on that. I was kind of worried about this season because it was just they run away, then there's a big creature, or there's something else, and something else. And I'm kind of glad that they moved away from Sid, but then I'm kind of like, why is there no story there? Like, it was one of the biggest things that was annoying, and all of a sudden they just get up and leave. It's kind of like they go, right, we need to move away from Sid. How do we do this? Well, we just write an episode where they're no longer there, you know? So this is a really nice brown for Chewie. There we go. So Chewie is covered, well, not completely covered in red brown. Left some of the grey so I know where the accents are and stuff. So yeah, it's looking all right. Is that the ESB? Yeah, I've already had him. I've had him before, but I think it's going to sound awful, but I think I got it as a gift for my birthday last year. But I knew that I was getting it and I was going to use it as a custom, or I was going to buy it as a custom, and it was a random present. But I remember it being cheap last year, and I kept it purely for hoping that they would release a Boussh, and obviously they did, and I haven't got around to making it. But today's the day. We're going to make it today, and well, we get somewhere. with it anyway, that's for sure. So while that's curing, I've got my box over here. Let's open up. Obviously, I don't open my figures until the review, but I've pre-opened the box. So, and inside, we got the Green Ranger from the new Dino Fury. I got the red one, and I started watching Dino Fury, and so I was sort of, just to elaborate on the Power Ranger shelf, I indulged into getting the green. And it's kind of nice because I'm just getting them as of when they come out. So we've got the green, and I have got Luke. I was going to wait until Star Wars Celebrations, hopefully get him up in London, but Boussh. I now have the Luke. So yeah, looking forward to this one's opening up. Really want to take some pictures and stuff with him. So stay tuned for that. And I'll be doing some reviews further down the line. I've got the Blue Ranger review coming out. I have got Spirit and Stalker, but I might just do a hangout video for them. I feel like there was another review that I had to do. Oh, yeah. I've got the Wicket as well. He's a fantastic figure, actually, even though he was 26 quid, but he's a really good figure. Really fun. I keep losing my mouse. Where are we up to? Nice fig. Sid, what'd you say on Sid? Yeah, I hated Sid as well. I'm glad they done away with her, but then it's like, well, there was a story there. You just kind of just walked away from it, but hey ho. I think she'll be back anyway. I think it's good that you upgrade the figures. I do that too, and it gives the figures an extra touch. Greetings from Germany's. Hi, Frank. Greetings from the UK, mate. Yeah, I just adding that extra touches to it. It just makes them more your own. And you know, Hasbro can only do so much. You know, we're adding washes. We're actually adding those tiny little teeny details onto the figure as well. So yeah, it's good in a way that we just add it and make it our own. To be honest. Oh, you got that, Luke? Already nice. Yeah. So Star Action figures, I got it from. So yeah, no, I'm happy that I got him. To be honest, in my head canon was I'm going to go to Star Wars Celebration and buy Luke and a Dark Trooper. So I might get a Dark Trooper and maybe Mara Jade, hopefully, if she's up there. That's the one I really want, is Mara Jade. I want that one. I want the one. I also like to upgrade my figs, extra paint. Yeah, it just makes your figures your own, which is good. Have you seen the eBay Hasbro UK sale at the moment? No, I haven't. I haven't at all. Are you going to celebrate? I am going to Celebration. I'm going on the Friday, along with Callum. You know, the one we do the co-host with Scarpare, and also Fraser as well from our Instagram. So we'll be going there. Really looking forward to it. It's been a long time since I've done like a con type. Well, I went to the London Comic Con thing last year, but it's the only thing now. Like when you go to those things, the stalls are just full of pops, and I know people like pops, but there's only so much in there. There's only so many pops that you can look at, and there's so many stalls. Like I think if they do pops and stalls, just put them in a little corner over the other side and call it like the Funko place or something. Because like when you go to, it's just like, oh, it's just another one. What are they selling? Another one. Yeah. So, and there's not many people that do like the 6-inch range and stuff like that, especially when you go to those little Comic Con places. And I'm not one to queue up for like signatures either, or anything like that. We'll have to meet up, possible, and discuss Black Series. Well, yeah, I mean, what is there to discuss about Black? I think Black Series are doing well at the moment. I think they're putting a few balls in the nets, I think, at the moment. I don't think they're doing anything wrong or anything bad at the moment. I kind of wish there was a little bit more about the 20th anniversary of Clone Wars, though. Like, there's a massive, massive calling for even just fives as an ARC trooper. I think even if they just brought out fives, it would be well done. But not having that, just having the mold and bringing out Jesse and Wrong, it's a little bit pain in the bum. The main clone was a trio, and Hayden Christensen is going to be at the nearest con. Nice. I think Hayden Christensen's going to be there, but I think he starts appearing on the Saturday. I don't think he's going to be there on the Friday. But I just generally refuse to pay for an autograph. Like, I know people do it, and I know they don't mind it. But when it's someone that you really want to see, and they're taking your money just to see you, it ruins that kind of specialness about it. Like, you're paying for that 10 minutes of that or 5 minutes of that person's life. It's not like, it doesn't feel nice. It just feels rushed and go and do. Apparently there's 20 or so reveals Hasbro panel on Saturday. Nice. Well, at least I'll be home to record it, I guess. Yeah, I heard that there's going to be some new updates. One, like Return of the Jedi Luke for the vintage cards, like a deluxe Jabba and stuff like that. I saw on Yak Face or whatever. Which, yeah, I'm hoping that there'll be more Return of Jedi's. Return Jedi figures, and hopefully more Clone Wars. They're the two anniversaries. They're the two anniversaries they got to kill this year and knock it out of the park. Because if they don't, it's not gonna. I am a bit wary of Black Series at the moment. This is what I was saying to. I was saying to Fraser the other night. Actually, he was playing the game, and that you can actually go and buy on Star Action Figures for £13. You can go and buy the 501st Clone Trooper ARC. Just easily go out there and just buy it. And it's like, what? That's like a year ago, that thing would have sold out and wouldn't even get to £12 or £13. So there's definitely something going on. Like, I reckon doing the packaging and the price increase for Black Series has definitely hurt the franchise, and I think it's hurt Hasbro massively across all their sort of main franchises as well. It's just baffles belief. So, I mean, even if you were starting new collecting Black Series now, the amount of Black Series that you can go on a website and just buy, there's loads, hundreds. I mean, when I started Black Series, I mean, I was just lucky. It was just when the archive line started coming out, and I was kind of lucky that I could get them as they come out, especially like Anakin and other ones like that. But it was so hard even then. Like, if you didn't get it within a month or at least 2 months after that it's been launched, it was hard to get hold of. Really hard. Clone Wars need a big push in the line. They missed the 20th anniversary of Attack of Clones, which was a mistake. Yeah. And I don't know why. I don't know. I mean, they could just release another line. They got Archive. They got the generic waves. They got the Gaming Greats. Just release another wave of figures, which is called, I don't know, Army of the Republic, and they're just repainted clones every 6 months or every 4 months. There's just a new wave of 4 clones with new paint jobs, and you can have 501st, 212, 91st Recon. Just keep turning out, sort of Echo, Waxer. just in different kind of phase 1, phase 2, this, that, boom, 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 all the name clones. Just keep bringing them out. Just keep going here, another repaint, and slight, hard case phase 1. Just literally just keep churning them out. Literally, it would just sell like hotcakes. Your channel is awesome, by the way. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Simon. Thank you very much. I'm trying to keep up the work. But yeah, so Chewie is a little bit more dry, still a little bit wet and a bit tacky in place. I had to put the light on, so the camera's on top of the light. But so Chewie's looking a little bit darker than he was, and so we add some like black washes on there, little bits of greys as well, just to bring up that kind of sort of dark wash kind of black. This was the original one that I've already done. The light is so bright on here. It just takes away that oral ginger look that Chewie has. I don't know why they go. It gets past, like obviously they bring it out and go, there's Chewbacca. Well, why is he ginger? Why not? Gingers can be Chewbaccas too. So, I'm not too sure what to do with this cape, for this one. She's just slightly a little bit kind of, oh crap. Oh no. We'll find out at a later date. I forgot she had a thermal detonator. So that's just rolled off. But I think it's rolled at the back, so I ain't getting down there. Right, so what we do, restart up the old camera, and we'll look through some bits that we can add to Leia. Boop, boop. There we go. Okay, so we're going to add to Leia now. So Leia looks quite basic. She looks a bit boring. Just on this sort of generic look here. So it's very kind of like, just needs weathering. It needs some silver. It needs some extra highlights. Needs some chips and whatnot. Not potato chips, but some scuffs and stuff on the arms. So we add all that in. And I think first of all, what I'm going to do is just go around on the bandolier and the backpack, cover that in gunmetal, and then maybe, I don't think I need to do anything else, but I think I might just put that bronze over the top, but just in a slight kind of way over the top of that, because it's like a brown armor, but I want to make it metallic look. So maybe I might mix the bronze and gunmetal together, because I don't think it's too much, but we'll have a look. We'll go through that. So I'm using, for reference for this, I'll be using my phone as well, which is just slightly off camera. And I've also got the reference as well for the visual guide as well. So if I'm looking slightly to my left, it means I'm just matching up the colors and just looking at a few other details on there. So first of all, let's get a nice small brush, get our gunmetal on the old brushy, and paint away. Another good reference as well, looking at, especially if you start painting figures, look at cosplay. Cosplay people go through these pictures untold. So when you look at their costumes, bear in mind it has to look like a decent costume. You might get someone out there that's just sort of bought a rubies, but they put painstaking loads and loads of time into making their costumes to get it 100% accurate. So they're always a good line or resource to look at. So use Instagram as well if you see any people that are part of the garrisons and whatnot out there. Rubbish. take the helmet off. And yep. Hi Logan, how you doing? Hello. All right, so we've just gunmetaled off her bits. What else has she got? There's a black line down the middle. Black wash. Okay, so we just let that dry for a little bit. I'm just going to Google some other references as well. Okay, that looks pretty cool actually, that one. That looks really nice. The actual the colouring seems to be off on the arms and stuff, which is a bit weird. But for this, I think I'll just leave it and we'll wither it up. There is another colour on here that I want though, which is grey. This grey. So how you all spending your evening? Apart from watching me, what else are you up to? Because obviously this is a bit quiet, it's a bit slow, a bit boring in places. After I've done this as well, it'll be a few days, but I'll edit the video and give a step-by-step guide as per usual as well on the old on the net as well. So don't worry about taking details and all that. There will be another video following this. No, just adding colour to that belt, just boop, pops. All right. Are we watching the last Mando episode? Nice. What an episode it was. I'm quite a fan, not a fan, but I do watch Angry Joe quite often, and he's literally hating the new series. I have no idea, but I love it. Steve, you should get Discord and join. Yeah, actually, I know he created one, but do you know what? I never used Discord. I think I used Discord once, quite a couple of years ago, and I think it was like to join a sort of like a group for Rec Room. They sort of had like a Clone Wars kind of thing, and you sort of leveled up from joining games and stuff. It was all right. What's the plan, Stan? Not much. Just painting. Just painting. All right, so I'm going to do a bit of test painting here. So I have gunmetal and I have got bronze, and I've not used bronze yet. So I think the bronze might be a little bit too bright. So if it is, then I'll just dull it down with the gunmetal. Or maybe black. Flat black. We'll see. There you go now. Oh, it's all congealed at the bottom. I hate that. It looks quite sparkly. I guess we can just test a little bit on here. And as long as it looks metallic, not too bad. Yeah, it's not looking too bad. It's actually not looking too bad, that bronze. So I'm going to do the rest of the helmet. Not looking too bad. So no cutting or additions. cutting. The only thing I'm doing is just adding the extra paint to the figures itself. It doesn't really need much, to be honest. It just needs a bit of weathering, a few other bits. Maybe the cape needs a bit of a play with, but apart from that, it's quite all right. Right, so she's got a bit of metallic. Still haven't finished. These lights are awful. But you can see that she's got a bit more metallic now to let's cover that light a little bit. A bit more metallic there to a top, and also the bandolier as well, and just some extra pouches around there. I'm going to actually paint that pouch there brown to give it a little bit more detail, and then I think really she's just kind of done. Like, I'll just do a black wash over her, double check for any other details. And then it's just the silver sort of chips and other parts on her body. Really, she doesn't really need too much going on. Gunmetal. Lovely. Some complain she's too tall, or maybe you can take the cape like it's been battling. The figure of the cape, just curious, it was more than adding missing paint. So with the archive edition, they actually made the figure smaller. They actually cut off half the top parts of the leg, so she's actually already smaller. I could have done something to the arms, but by maybe just cutting off like the wrists and adding the hands up a little bit higher. But I try and make these kind of like able for people to do at home, as well as kind of, you don't have to be a pro. I mean, I'm no pro, but I probably would have a go at more things that most people would. But just adding a little bit of paint and then some subtle details on there gives that people open to customization as well. Yeah, so with the OG one, yeah, she was really tall, so they cut off probably about a fraction of the top of the upper thigh. So the new archive one is actually it is smaller, quite a bit. The cape is a bit pants still. It's still quite big, flowy triangle. So I will try and sort of rectify that. Maybe not tonight, but more kind of a case of like adding water to it, putting it into a manipulate into a way, and then letting it dry on the radiator. So hopefully that will bring it up to speed. Have you upgraded a Gamora God? I personally think this is the best Black Series. I haven't, and I don't think it needs it. There's plenty of other figures out there that generally do and need an upgrade. The Gamorrean Guard, just I generally don't think it needs an update. The only thing I would say, maybe a bit of a black wash, a bit of weathering on the sort of like the silver discs and the gold and all that. But I just generally don't think it personally needs anything. I think it just looks fine as it is. So yeah, been a bit sloppy tonight. She's sort of pretty much done, to be honest. Anyway, I'll put Chewie to one side and then I can just do Chewie. Just getting a bit more silver, giving off the right. She's actually got some writing and stuff on her bit in the middle. I'm not 100% sure what that is. She's red, I think. Right, there we go. So there's the bronze. We use silver, gunmetal, tiny bit of black, grey, and the brown. So for this, I'm going to use, if I can get into this, I can use this as my, there we go. Use this as a brown wash, if there's still brown paint left inside it. Yes. Okay. So I'll put a bit of brown on her, and then mainly it will be black as well. I actually poured myself a Pepsi, I left it in the kitchen. Right. Let's have a look. For weathering, I actually prefer dry brushing than too much wash. I just like having that control over it, like putting some stains and stuff in the right places. Right, so I figure it's pretty much weathered. I think I've got to do something to the boots. I might have put a bit too much black down there, so I might put a bit of buff on there. No, dude, that's all right. I mean, it's just here. People can come, people can go, and just hang out, pop in, pop out. So far I've got a bit of bloody metallic paint on a bloody on here, but I'm going to do this off camera. Actually, I'm going to wet it and then sort of fold it into a place where it needs to go. It's going to need to sort of hang slightly like this, rather than keep popping into this flat material. So I'm going to have to do that off camera. But so far, I'm trying to get a decent picture on there. So she's got, actually, let's dull this down. That might work. So she's got a bit more metallic. I've done some silver sort of chipping around on the outside. She's got, this part is all metallic as well, and we've grayed up or lighter grayed the belt as well. And we've done some weathering. I might have overdone it here because it kind of wet and it fell down over the boot, and I didn't realise. But that's fine. I can add some buff to that, so it's a bit like sand kind of bits. But yeah, I mean that's kind of all she needed. I've added some little red. I don't know if it's going to pop up on there because the camera's not that great. But I've added some little extra red sort of like writing down here that she had on her sort of chest. So that is kind of Lear pretty much done. For the helmet, I've added the bronze colour over the top on that, so it's more metallic now. And also added some silver weathering and stuff and chipping, should I say. So she's got some sort of dry brushing over the helmet just to highlight the edges and details. Silvered up on this part here, and I added the little black line down in the middle to give her that kind of depth on her voice piece. And I think that's pretty much it. I might add some gunmetal to these parts actually, because looking at the picture, she's actually got like metal parts on the back of the helmet or on the side of the helmet. So I'll probably just do that. And then, well, actually, I'll give it a black wash now, and then it's done. And then it's just, I'm just what I'm going to do is do it down the lines, give off some extra parts on here. This is actually one of my favourite looks for Lear, actually, even from the old Kenner line as well. And normally, if I rock as Lear in Fortnite, this is one of the figures or the skins that I wear. And also, when I used to play Battlefront as well as Lear, I'd normally play this looking character. Right, gunmetal. Boussh. Right, so we'll leave Lear to one side, let her dry. So there's a backpack and all other bits. And then I guess we'll just bring this back to Chewbacca. Right, so we got the black. Need a black wash on Chewie, that's for sure. Before we use this grey, and we use that's silver. We use this grey as well to max him up a new kind of grey. With the black. Add in a bit of this brown as well. All right, let's get some pictures up of Chewie from Return Jedi. I always hate when you look at for things and it just brings up like ruby outfits or even Black Series figures rather than the actual character itself. Yeah, he's looking pretty grey in the last series. So definitely water that down. Just wiping away the excess so I don't have to do a wash. And just slowly build up his colours really. He's actually quite light looking at it. I'm actually looking at the more of it towards the end of the Return Jedi when he's out in the on Endor. But I think if we go by that one, it's pretty much an overall Chewie anyway. And yeah, it's kind of down his legs as well. Right. I have the Saga collection, Prisoner Chewie. Hasbro have the perfect opportunity to make one for the 40th. They are bringing out a Black Series 40th anniversary Prisoner Chewie. But it just, to me, it just looks a bit shocking. Just they haven't sort of like it's all sculpted in, like the chain and stuff, and it's just like a plastic chain. Yeah, it doesn't look good at all. So I'm just going to make my own Chewie. So we've just added some brown, added some grey highlights to him. I'm just literally painting his nose black because they always kind of do that weird grey colour. Just having flat black on his nose adds a lot more detail to the figure itself. So once this is sort of dry, I will add. I've done the black, so maybe a bit of light grey highlights, and then probably with a little bit of white highlights. And I think he's kind of ready. And then we'll make a collar. We'll make the collar for him as well. Put all that on there. How's my video going? Not looking too bad. So what I'll do, I'll quickly add some grey highlights to him, and then we'll take a breather. I'll pause this. I'll go and get myself a drink because I'm gasping. And we can sit and chat. I need to put this up here. That's it. For the video anyway. Okay, so I've got a light sea grey. Is this one here? It's not light. It's actually dark sea grey, but it's actually a light grey. So what I'm going to do is just get enough on the brush, just so as I go over edging, it should just gently highlight some of that hair that we've added in. Lovely. And then I've got some flat white. Flat white, I'm actually going to just, again, do the same technique. But again, we need to really not have a lot of white on there. I don't want him turning into the Christmas one. Oh, if I actually wash the brush with it. Maybe a little bit too white at the top, but the picture I'm looking at has actually got quite a lot of white. So might just need a little bit more brown up on the highlights there. But once he's got his bandolier, he won't look as naked as much. I mean, looking at that, the the light is really shining off the white, but it doesn't look that bad. We've got let's jot this right down. So maybe, well, actually, on there it looks like it's crazy, doesn't it? Looks crazy, but looking at it, it doesn't look that bad. Okay, maybe we get a bit more grey again. We'll go back with the other little black wash again. Adding in the grey, adding in the black, adding in the brown, adding a bit of water. And then what we'll do, we'll just drum that over on just some of those areas. Wipe away. Could be a case that it's still wet, actually. Should have just thought of that. One numb nuts. Actually, no, I'm happy with the way it looks. What I'm going to do is actually put a black wash over him. So I'll get some water, pop that there, get some black, pop that there, get some more water, pop that there, and we do a bit at a time. Right, there we go. So he's just a little bit more grayer than he used to be before. And adding on some more black over those highlights should technically bring down. I don't know what he looks like now and there. Still looks really white, doesn't it? But I'm going to let him dry out. I think it's these lights because I've got the massive spotlight bit on there. So he's going to dry out for a little bit. And then I'll find the material. And we'll make his collar. I'm just going to get my drink. One bit sec. Just getting out of work. Figured I'd stop and say hello. Hello, Mr. B. Hope you are well. Hope you're good. Right, found the thermal detonator. What else I need? This. Or even that. Brilliant. Anyway, right. Right, so next up for Chewie's collar, let's stop recording for a sec. Break that down. Don't need the paint for now. I could just put my finger in loads of paint. These paints can go away. Right. Oh, my back is killing in this chair. Right. What have I done with my mouse? Oh. God dear, getting in a right mess. We're getting her in a pickle. You keep the thermal detonator between your legs. Always, mate. Literally, as soon as I started the video, I forgot that she had it on her belt, and it just like went dook, and it's like it rolled off behind the table. But I saw it; it went right at the back into the crest of the carpet to the wall. So I was like, "Well, it can stay there for a little bit." Okay. It seems what I wanted to do. What I wanted to do, I haven't got any. Well, that goes that idea. What are you working on today? Right, so we are painting Boussh, upgrading a Chewbacca as well, and we're going to make our own prisoner Chewie. So far, I'm going to do something to this cape. I'm going to do it off camera, because then once I've done this video, I will edit it to make it a tutorial one that I normally do. But I just thought I'd just do the behind the scenes and record it today. I was actually kind of thinking the more members I get, this will be more of a behind the scene kind of thing, like just a general hangout with the members and stuff like that. So anyway, we've done a Boussh on here. We've just upgraded. The lights are so bright, so she's got bronze now on the top there, so it's more metallic and reflective, and she's got like chip-ins and stuff, a black wash over the top, a brown wash over the top, and also extra details, a lighter grey on the belt and some other bits as well, so she kind of falls more in line. Once she's fully dried, I would probably put a little bit of matte paint on her. The helmet as well, it's got a black wash on it, and more silvered up on the certain areas that needed it, and then obviously the more scuffs and whatnot to blend it on the red figure, and then her backpack as well, it's been silvered and extra bits. I'll probably go over that a little bit more, to be honest. But now I'm going to make a collar for Chewie. This is actually fake leather leggings that I bought ages and ages ago, and this is what I use for the skirts, or the Karma for the clones for their skirts. So what we're going to do is just cut a very small piece of material that's going to wrap around Chewbacca's head, and then I've got a Lego. We'll paint this up silver and gunmetal as well, and give it a bit of coating on that. I'll probably break the top part up here so it doesn't look like Lego, and we'll just glue the chain to the top of that. It's actually a spiked collar that he wears, and what I was going to do is actually glue on toothpicks around, making them all studded, sticking out like the tips of toothpicks, but it seems to be that I've not got any, so normally they're here and the pot is empty, so I must have run out. So what I do once I do the video, I'll add that to it as well when I go through. But for tonight it will be just a generic one, like a black collar. Nice. Are you going movie accurate? Yeah, gone movie accurate. So I've actually using the it's upside down, but the visual dictionary and some other cosplay things I've used on my phone as well, looking at the details a little bit more. So we've weathered it up as much as we can do. I think it needs a little bit more weathering maybe, but I'll just do that off camera. It's hard because what I didn't realize is normally I have the lights pointing down, so the light is away from me, so I can actually see the figurine more. But where I've got the lights shining on me as well as this, I'm quite blinded. So I'm thinking, oh, that looks perfectly painted, and then when I take it away, it doesn't look as bad. So I will go through and make it a little bit more kind of a bit better off camera. But yeah, so what we do, we'll just literally cut out a very long thin piece of this black material, and it'll just be a removable collar that will sit around Chewbacca's neck. I don't know how big his neck is actually. He's a big boy, isn't he? So we'll do more than what we need, which is probably about there. Need a ruler. Or a bit of card, I do. Doesn't help that my knives are blunt. Right, I seem done. I sometimes use hot glue to make horns on spikes. Oh, that's a good idea. The only thing is, my hot glue gun just sometimes it wants to. It works, but in a very weird way. Like it would just dab, and then all of a sudden it would just blob out loads of glue, and then it would dab a little bit, then just loads of more glue would just pop out. I think I need to get another one. I think it's because I left it on once a little bit way too long. I think it's just like full of glue. Right. I just don't think this is going to look as good as I thought it was going to. Maybe that's why they went for the sculpt look. It just looked awful then. But it does need definitely thinning down. Oh, look, I'm doing all this. I'm not recording myself. It's going to be awful. And the phone's about to die as well. Oh, there goes a bit of my finger now. Oh, nice. Well, you obviously look after your stuff a little better than I do. I remember, I can't remember if even I fell asleep. I remember waking up now because I could smell something really bad, and the thing was just glued beyond anything. Oh, do you know what? This ain't gonna look great. Do I go for a collar? But he has a collar, doesn't he? Thing is, like his neck, it just looks like a giant traffic cone. So with this going around his neck, it looks a little bit off. So I'll show you. But I'll still go ahead with it. I suppose it don't look so bad once it's like put on there. So it don't look too bad. So we'll find the sweet spot. What am I using for the chain? Well, oh, my young Padawan. Okay, so we're going to go for about there. Go crossover. Right, okay. Using the old super glue, we'll just lock this in place. So what I'm using for the chain is actually a Lego piece. It's a Lego chain that we'll do from there. And I've got my little clippers. I've got my little plier things. So what I'm going to do is just literally snip it off just underneath the stud area with these little bad boys. So we'll just show the camera. Wow, I just literally went straight through, like not even. All right, so now that's cut. Actually, what I should have done was filter that through, shouldn't I? I still can. Okay, we'll start again. So we'll paint this up quickly. We'll go for gunmetal first of all, and then we'll give it some extra bits. Smoke. Lovely. That looks all right, actually. No worries, dude. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Yeah, hopefully I'll try and get this video out for the weekend. What day are we? We Thursday. So I can finish it off tomorrow and then try and get it out. So hopefully Sunday. Come out. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Right. That is now painted. I'll quickly just do some quickly silver highlights on it. Lovely. Boussh. Douche. Okay, so then we'll start again. Put that and we'll feed that through. Right, there we go. Actually, while I got that out, I might as well look at Bosch's weapon. It's just done in gunmetal. So we just finish it off. A bit of gunmetal, a bit of silver on it, and that'll be that. And then all we've got to do is put the collar on, and it's pretty much done. Or what I can do tonight, anyway. I'll do the rest off cam. So it's not too long. 2 hours, just a little bit of painting, chilling out. I've had Lego sets that take longer than that. So I need to just go and add on some spikes and stuff onto his neck. But there we go. Little Chewbacca with his little Lego studded his little chain. And fingers are filthy. Let's get this. Let's get this out of the way. I think once we get that cape sorted, you know, so she can be standing here and and that's kind of it, really. Let's see if it a little better. We'll just move the camera down to that sort of thing. So definitely can't be a cameraman. Looking a bit better. Got a Chewie. We've got a. Oh, do you know what? I've not added on his bando. Actually, does Chewie go in? Does he have his bandolier when he goes in? Yeah. God, I've no idea why that's not sitting under his neck. There we go. All done and dusted. Here. So just a little bit more thing. You can see the silvering. It's a shame about the quality of the cam, unfortunately, but Chewie's looking better. He's looking a little bit more healthier and a bit more Chewbacca with darker skin tones and or fur tones. And then she's got a little bit more weathering and other dirt parts on there and chippings and stuff, giving that extra look on. A nice look that the Black Series are definitely deserving. And then down on there. So, yeah, all done. Well, for now, I mean, a cape still needs doing and still needs his spiky collars. But, yeah, that is literally it. So, all done, dusted for now. What's the time? Just gone past 8 o'clock. So, it's not too bad. And I still need to paint up her backpack. Actually, I need to get some more details onto what it looks like. All I've done so far is just add some sort of like silvers to it. I didn't want to go too much over it because there is details and stuff on there. So I've just done a little weathering over the top of it because I didn't want to sort of mess it up too much and lose all that kind of details. And then on a sort of like a false lance as well, with gunmetaled it up and added some extra silver chippings and whatnot. So yeah, all in all, not too bad. Didn't take too long. I think I was putting it off for a long time, thinking it would be take a bit longer than that, but it's not too bad. Not too shabby at all. So, we can actually end that as well. End that bit there, and that's it, really. I mean, hopefully I'll get this video out by Sunday, sorry, or on Sunday. I've got Wicket review to come. He's a pretty cool figure, actually. The only annoying side of it is I wish he had a bit more articulation, either on his legs or in his arms, because every time you sort of take pictures of him, well, I guess it's his head. His head has got articulation, but you can't really pose him in a way that he's looking to his left. He's always kind of looking forward, which is slightly annoying. But I'm really looking forward to opening up this big boy. It feels like there's nothing in there. It just feels super light as well. All right, Jacob. No, it's fine. I started early. I actually started at 6 o'clock. I was just kind of sat there, and I thought there's only so much I could do. I was falling asleep, so I had a coffee, and I thought one of the guys that watches me as well, Lee, he was like, "When are you going to do a Boussh?" And I'm like, another time, soon. And I just thought, do you know what? Why put it off? I'll go and sit down and do it. Because I've got to catch up. I've still got to do Boba Fett. I've still got to do Scorch. So there's still quite a few other ones there. So I think further down the line, I might do more hangouts like this. I'm recording it as well. So even if you miss it, there will be a sort of like an easy tutorial follow kind of thing as well to go along with it. So yeah, always not lost if you don't get onto the live feed. But yeah, I hope you're well, mate. It's just me tonight. There's no Callum. I just feel very lonely. But these are the dudes that I've just done. So she's a bit more painted up and stuff on there. So looking all right. And Chewbacca has been painted up as well. So we turn Emperor Strikes Back, and I've added in his own little collar with a Lego chain leash that I painted up metallic as well. So yeah, looking all right. Come out all right, I think. But that is it. Any questions from anyone before I end the stream? Thank you for hanging out as well. It's been fun and honouring, and watching me paint. I know people find it a bit therapeutic in that way. So glad to help out. You never know. You might have fallen asleep and but yeah. I also thought like Luke was very light. I opened it soon after I got home just to be sure the figure. Yeah, it feels. I mean, obviously it's just Luke. It's just a figure in there and a lightsaber, isn't there? There's nothing else. Well, he's got his cape, but yeah. I mean, obviously for me, I'll do the reviews, so I'm gonna have to wait till all this is clear, and then I can do the reviews. I did the Power Rangers today. I've done the blue Power Ranger. So that's all stored up. I need to edit the video and do all that. So hopefully he will be out. I could edit it tonight and I could release it tonight, but I might do it for tomorrow. And I've got the Green Ranger as well from the Dino Fury. So looking forward to opening up this one as well. And another Power Ranger. I've actually got another Power Ranger arriving tomorrow, which I'm super stoked about. Can't wait for it. It's Ken as the Power Ranger. So I got the Ryu one, and this is Street Fighter Ken, and he looks insane. So I didn't even know it was out. It just literally just popped up, and it was out to buy at Comic Cocktail and Comic and Cocktails. Oh, I can't remember, but yeah, it was there. So I picked him up from there. So yeah, I can't wait for that figure. Did see the trailer of Power Ranger Anniversary Special. Looks interesting. Yeah, it does look all right. I mean, looking a bit old. I kind of wish, in a way, like it looks great. It looks fine, but when I was watching it, I was like, I kind of wish it had a bit of a darker adult tone to it, because like now they're adults, it would be kind of nice that it was more for a mature audience than going back and there's like plastic people, if that makes sense. I kind of wish that there was a little bit more, just a bit more adult in kind of sort of like the, kind of get my words out. What is going on? Yeah, just in the script and just the sort of like effects and stuff like it was going to look pretty cool. But no, it does look good. It looks interesting. And if you haven't watched Dino Fury, I'm not a massive Power Ranger fan, to be honest, but I really enjoyed the 2 series that they brought out. I kind of liked all the characters in it, so it is quite a good one. So we'll be looking into that as well. And hopefully they release all the Dino Furies before the new series comes out. I know there's the blue one, but they still need the pink and a couple of the others. It kind of has a darker feel to it, especially with what happens with Trini, at least with the trainer. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I just don't. I know she died a long time ago, but I'm hoping it's not just like explosive kind of like, and then all of a sudden there's like a little dust trail and there's no Trini, like, oh, let's go. Thanks, Mr. B. Thank you very much. I'm actually quite happy how they turned out. Now that she's sort of like starting to dry, and Chewie's looking pretty good as well. So once we add on those extra bits and take some pictures as well for Instagram, I think they'll look pretty cool. So I'm happy how they turned out. Another 2 added to the shelf, I guess. I need another cabinet very soon, to be honest. Just before I went live, this shelf down here was literally all over the floor, and I thought, do you know what? It might appear on camera, so I'm lucky I did pick them up. But I took a picture the other day. Who did I take a picture of? On it? Oh no, what it was? On Instagram, I've done the picture of like where is it? Of this. I needed this accessory as the spray can, even though you hardly see it in the picture, to get it off. Who has it? Is it? I can't remember her name. The Twillick woman. And literally, I thought, well, I just get it off her, just put her out. Nah, that knocked it, didn't I? The whole lot just completely went. And I was like, oh well, it's worth it for a picture, I guess. But I just wish that Hasbro did some nice, decent stands. I'm gonna have to go third party, I think, and make all these have their own individual stands to keep them upright. But sometimes I'm a bit scared to go near it, and because I live in a flat as well, which like, or an apartment, what you guys would call, the floor's quite bouncy. So if I go near it, like the whole thing starts sort of like wobbling and stuff as well. So yeah, it is quite scary having the collection over there. The picture was hilarious. Yeah, cheers, mate. Yeah, it's just it was an old one. It was just weird actually, because on Instagram, like normally, you do a picture and it was about. I mean, the picture's about 4 years old, and someone randomly liked it, and I thought, oh, do you know what? I think I'll redo it. Thanks to that person that liked it, by the way, because otherwise I wouldn't have had an inspiration for doing the picture. But yeah, I do enjoy doing the pictures and stuff like that. But sometimes I've got to be a little bit more on point with my humor. And at the moment, my brain is like literally depleted of ideas or anything like that. Or if I do get an idea, I just don't follow it through, and I go, yeah, that would have been cool. So yeah, there's obviously more going on up here than I don't realize. So, but thanks to this keeps me busy. You guys keep me busy, keep me on my toes, and yeah, it's definitely a hobby that I would say, even if you wanted to take up YouTube and all that, give it a go, or even do Instagram, toy photography, yeah, it's just great. And especially the people that I met through it as well. Like, someone would say even friends for life. To be honest with you, it's a really good sort of thing, especially when you've got a lot in common that's going on in life and whatnot. So it is good. It is good indeed, yeah. So yeah, I mean that's kind of it. There's not many figures that I want out at the moment either. Well, actually, no, tell a lie. I do. There's a few I kind of want, but Mara Jade is definitely one that I do want. So I'm hoping to get her at Star Wars Celebration. That's what I'm hoping for. Yeah, some figures really hard standing. I remember my Mando Ahsoka had such a hard time standing up, fell over so many times, and even looking at her, I got fed up and just put on stand. There is so many. It's quite funny because it's like naughty children, isn't it? Because you know who the culprits are. So my Jaina Solo is a culprit for knocking over figures. She will always be lent up against something. My Ahsoka Mando isn't too bad, but my Ahsoka Rebels is definitely one of those ones who's a naughty girl who would knock over all my toys. Captain Carter, She-Hulk, MCU, Zeb as well is another culprit as well. Do you know what? I never get the Rebel figures out. Maybe I need to do a picture of the Rebels actually. But he's got little ankles and they've gone like quite wobbly for the size of the actual figure as well. But there's definitely Black Cat as well. Black Cat really knocks over all the boys for certain reasons, but yeah, she does. She's another one that's a culprit that knocks over my figures as well. And the main side is me as well. And every time I want a figure, it's right at the back, and I put my hand in very slowly. I go, right, okay, you're coming, right, and I've got it, right, brilliant, bringing it up like that, and then I actually generally think that I have a form of Tourette's that I don't realise. So I get to this stage, and I go up there, and then just for no reason whatsoever, I just sort of like spack out, and then I hit a figure, and I think, oh, is it going to be okay? Is it going to be okay? And then it hits another figure, and I'm like, no, and then then the whole shelf just literally goes. But I generally think like I've got a form of Tourette's that isn't in my head; it's actually in my limbs, and my limbs have Tourette's, so they just think like, boom, and just it decides like, go, this will be a good idea, smack this, and it hits the shelf. Or my eye to hand coordination is so crap that I go to put my hand in at the back of the actual figures or the shelf, and for some reason I punch the shelf rather than putting my hand underneath it, which is why I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's probably just age. I think now I need to stop collecting, or maybe just put my figures in tubs and not have them up there at all. But yeah, it's I don't know. There must be an easy way to show off your figures. I mean, I look at some guys. I mean, I look at Papa Gord as well and watch his sort of background, but his shelves are quite open, and I don't think he uses the figures as much as I do for the toy photography and stuff. So most of my figures, I try and keep them in line. But now I'm like, do you know what? Once I've used that figure, he won't go back to where he originally come from. It will just go on a rotational kind of basis. But it's kind of organized of where he goes on the shelf, Rebels, Imperial, or whatnot. So yeah, but I do definitely need a new unit soon because I'm getting too many Power Rangers now and too many GI Joes. So I definitely need to elongate one more very soon. But yeah, Black Cat does she all the boys fall over her. I tell her, literally, just and it always happens at random times as well. Like it just dunk, 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 and I can look at the shelf and I can go, yeah, I know who that is. I know who that is straight away. But let's get rid of this. Let's do my head in. Looking at. So actually, whoever's in the chat, what did you think of the new Mando episode? What did you think of it? I thought it was really, really good. Really good. It was a little bit of like, why are the Mandalorians still on this island? I have no idea. Yeah. It's hard to keep your shelves dust free. Yes, it is. The only way to really reduce dust on the shelf, it doesn't stop it, is to hoover regularly. Just keep hoovering, and then it keep the dust down. So if it's just the dust settling on the shelf, it's not too much. But if it's settling on the carpet and it's popping up in the air and stuff, then yeah. Other forms of ways actually in a room that you don't use that often. Unfortunately, I've got quite a nice sized bedroom. So this is actually my bedroom. Bed's this side. Is that can you see the corner of it? Yeah, so that's the bed. And then this side here or around here is what I use for the YouTube. But so just keeping it sort of dust free. But obviously the more surface area that you have, the more it's going to get dust, and the dust is just going to keep spreading from each to each, to be honest. Unless you got like a perspex bit of plastic that was the same size as your bookcase, then you could just kind of like nail it in over it and then move it, so yes, Jar Jar Binks, saved Grogu. Yeah, he come on the screen and I was like, oh, I recognize that guy, recognize him. I can't even, where's he from? And then I think I watched Star Wars Theory or something that he said it, and I was like, yeah, now it makes sense. Have you seen the new Action Force line? They look pretty awesome. Yeah, I've looked at the Action Force thing. Is from Valaverse, isn't it? So I can't. Well, they do look cool, but they're not my type of cool, if that makes sense. I really like G.I. Joe, and I like all the sort of like uniqueness of each character. I haven't read the Valaverse kind of comics, but when I'm looking at the Marines and stuff like that, they don't really have a lot of difference in between the characters. The figures look pretty cool, and I have seen reviews of the female Fatale ones I just brought out, the newest wave. They look cool, but for me, they're not that cool, if you know what I mean. Like, I'd rather go out there and spend some money on the new Luke figure, or go and get one of the new G.I. Joes that I know. So yeah, I mean, and that is it. They are a realistic form of G.I. Joe. I mean, there's a lot of people out there. I have followed it for quite a bit. I do watch Articulated Ninja, Analog Toys, and a few others as well that review those figures to have a really good look at them. But I just hate the stigma around at the moment with people that prefer Valaverse and they prefer G.I. Joe. I prefer G.I. Joe just basically because I know the characters, a bit like DC and a bit like Marvel, even though I do know the DC figures and stuff. But Action Force for me was like the 1980s one, which I don't think this line would be as popular if it didn't secure that Action Force name. But a lot of people going, oh, because I've got a problem with my G.I. Joe figure, and Valaverse are just sorting out my figures when they broke and stuff. And it's like, well, they would do. They've only got one toy line. Hasbro got thousands of different products coming out every year, Black Series to board games, so yeah. But they do look realistic, and I do like the actual generic trooper, the balaclava, the goggles, that kind of thing. I would definitely pick up one of them more than I would the named figures. But yeah, I do. Maybe one day I might pick one up. I just think like paying over the odds for a figure that I'm not really too fussed about. If it was 20 quid, I might indulge, but for like 35, I think they are, to 40. for a figure that I'm, I might even take a picture once or twice. Probably not. But if you're into your Joes, then obviously it's an army builder. Ah, dear. It was wholesome to see Ahmed Best back in Star Wars and to see him embracing it back. And Tony embraced Hayden back years ago in prequels. Hope Hazard make a figure. Yeah, I was actually thinking of that. That hopefully they'll make a figure of him. He was pretty cool. Is that he's actually canon already in Star Wars because he's like this presenter of Star Wars challenges. It's on YouTube. You can watch it, and it's basically like those. I don't know how old you are, but there used to be like Funhouse and stuff years ago, and he's basically the presenter of this game show where these kids do Padawan challenges. So it's kind of like already canon, and they've made it like this Disney game show as canon using this guy. Very weird how they gone about it, but yeah, it was really cool to see him go. Obviously, I mean, it opens the door even further. Like, where did Grogu go with this guy? Like, did he get training with that? Does he pretend to be a baby? Like, is he actually not a baby? Maybe he pretends to be a baby to hide, like Cal Kestis decided to hide to be a mechanic. Grogu can hide to be a baby because of his size. Because it's not going to work as a baby at 50. I mean, the thing barely looks 3 years old. And if Yoda was 950 and he said he's been training Jedi for more than 900 years, then he must have been doing it when he was like 5 years old looking. It just doesn't make sense. So maybe Grogu pretends to be a baby. That's kind of my take on it anyway. Because otherwise, by the time he's like fully grown, Mando would be like long gone. He'd be dead. I mean, how old is Mando? Is he the Pedro Pascal kind of age? I guess he would be because he was before Clone Wars. In Clone Wars, he looked about 12, which was prior to that. And he was attacked by battle droids. So if he was 12 then, he would be about 32. So he must be in his 40s, I'd imagine. What is coming on back takes Grogu to Naboo and meets Jar Jar Binks there. And they would have, yeah. I actually kind of thought that as well. Like, he delivers him then to Jar Jar, but it's still him play. It just like passing it to himself, but keeps going through these different characters, a bit like a sketch from Eddie Murphy, where he just always plays all these different characters in the vicinity. But yeah, I mean, obviously, something drastically has happened to Grogu. It wouldn't just be that part where all the Jedi started dying, because it's got to be something bigger there. Well, he must do, because he just ended up. I mean, was he sat in that little capsule all that time? Was it like cryo sleep inside that little capsule that he was in? And it's funny enough that he had exactly the same replica, but just Republican looking pram thing as well. But yeah, I guess the questions are like, I mean, how was he in that sort of place, just in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by pirates? Were the pirates protecting him? Were they working for the Jedi? Who knows? Lots of questions. Maybe get answered one day. So yeah. But yeah, looking forward to more thingy. Bad Batch is getting better as well. I thought 2 episodes, really cool. And it better carry on this pace until Celebration. So he's got 2 weeks of decent Star Wars material, because if it if it goes a bit sour, then I'll go to Celebration a bit sour as well. But yeah, if it carries on like this, then I'm really kind of excited for it. Yeah, gonna have to wait and see. We're just gonna have to see, I guess. The questions, that's all gonna come along. So yeah, I don't think it's too bad. I think it's quite a good season, even though we're halfway through. I think it's going to blend in with Ahsoka. I think she's going to need a Mandalorian army, and this is just getting that prepared, ready for her story. And then she needs Mandos and Bo-Katan, and those then kind of team up with her. So I don't know. We'll just see how it goes, but I'm looking forward to it, definitely. Right, I'm going to call it off there. I'm actually going to go and play some Fortnite now. So and enjoy my evening. So thank you all so much for joining me on this one, and look forward to the completed product coming very, very soon on the channel. And yeah, until next time, I'll just finish off this bit. Have you seen recently the 2.0, and do you think that? No, I think the pricing's fine. I actually generally think it's fine. We had a smaller Yoda in the $44.99 pack with Luke, come with a backpack, come with his extra hand, and things like that. And this one, you get a little bit of scenery and other bits of Grogu. So I think for the price point, it hasn't gone up as much. If it was £50 plus, yes, but being $44.99 or I think it's justable. It's the same price as what we paid about 3 years ago for the Emperor Strikes, or 2 years ago for the Emperor Strikes Back double pack. So I think it's all right, value for money. Will I get it? I'm not too sure. Maybe I'll get it later on if it goes down in price like the other one did to get Luke. But I'm not going to rush out there and get there. But I think the price point is fine. That's my take on it anyway. So yeah, thanks guys. Take care, and I will see you very, very soon. Ciao.